Welcome back into American Agenda. Let's take things down south to Florida, to the city of Fort Myers. You may know it. It's a beautiful town. It's right on the beach. Well, members of their city council, they got emotional over a vote 2 days ago. Some of the council members started crying, actually, over a measure that would have allowed the city's police officers to assist ICE with deportation. Here's part of the meeting.
I cannot begin to imagine how difficult this is for you. The argument, and I know there's no malintent to it, that we would risk federal or state funding if I don't sign up for this. It is a tumultuous day and age, and this is a day I hate sitting in the seat.
Well, they might lose that funding. You heard the sniffling and the wiping away at the tears. It went on and on. That was Councilwoman Darla Bonk. She and two others voted down the measure, making it all that much harder for ICE to do their job in the city of Fort Myers. Well, now their mayor is in favor of this proposal. He even says he's now embarrassed over what happened during that meeting.
First of all, I'm very embarrassed for the city. This, I think, was one of the worst displays of governance that I have seen in my time on the city council as mayor. You cannot govern with emotions.
He also clarified what this measure would do. It's common sense.
When other officers come in contact with people who are expected to, or that they believe are undocumented or illegal, that now you have an ICE-trained officer who has access to the ICE database, can verify the status, and if there is a warrant, a civil warrant for them, then they can start the deportation process.
But it's not going to happen now, and there's plenty of reaction to what went down there on X. Here's what one user wrote. This is what weak leadership looks like. Grown adults crying because enforcing the law hurts their feelings. Maybe they should hold hands and cry for the Americans suffering from illegal immigration instead. Clowns, exclamation point. And you know, the people ICE are targeting, they're pretty bad, especially when you see this. Our Secretary of State has to make a post like this. Venezuela is obligated to accept its repatriated citizens from the U.S. This is not an issue for debate or negotiation, nor does it merit any reward. Unless Nicolas Maduro and his regime accepts a consistent flow of deportation flights without further excuses or delays, the U.S. will impose new, severe, and escalating sanctions. Venezuela doesn't even want these people back. Think about that. The Secretary of State has to threaten their economy and who knows what else to get them to take back their own citizens. Yet we have elected officials and judges trying to put up roadblocks all over the place to keep these people here in the United States. President Trump posted again about this today, about the judges he has to face. If a president doesn't have the right to throw murderers and other criminals out of our country because a radical left lunatic judge wants to assume the role of president, then our country is in very big trouble and destined to fail. I think the president makes a pretty valid point. In fact, it makes so much sense that even Charlemagne the God of the Breakfast Club is having a hard time understanding what's going on. Here's what he said on his show recently. I want to know more when it comes to deportations, because deporting illegal immigrants who have committed crimes, I understand that. So why are folks fighting about gang members being sent away? I don't know either, Charlemagne. Doesn't make much sense to me.